So I left Microsoft recently after 7 years as their digital marketing evangelist, and I've set up a consultancy called Delightful Communications, which really tries to capitalise on three of the biggest successes that I had working at Microsoft around digital, and that was one, personal branding, so helping individuals with their online presence, whether it's executives who, when people Google them or Bing them, that they got decent search results and people can find out who they are, but also offline things like helping people out with speech writing, video interviews and things like that. The second part of the business is social media integration. It's actually more to do with integrated marketing, but social media is often the last thing that's thought about when brands are pushing a campaign out there. They kind of tack it on at the end, but I believe, and what we used to do at Microsoft was actually make it social by design. That's a buzzword that Facebook talk about a lot, but making your campaign social by design is really important, because then technically and socially you can actually end up amplifying your brand a lot better. And then the other part is digital PR. We're beyond the time of hyperbole-riddled titled press releases sent to journalists on Word documents. It's more about creating stories and creating buzz around a particular message that you're trying to get out there, but using digital assets like social media and video, etc. You can measure engagement through a social campaign in a number of ways. I mean, there's plenty of tools that that you can track how many people have replied or retweeted or liked you, etc. But there's other ways. At Microsoft, we used to measure not just in terms of revenue that might have come through or reach and frequency and stuff like that, but it was also about lowering costs. Back in my days with Ad Center, you used to have call centres that used to cost a lot of money every time a customer picked up the phone, but by using social media we were able to engage with advertisers who were having problems with Ad Center, or they couldn't upload their keywords and they didn't know how it worked, and we would be able to engage with them online and point them to online assets, which actually ended up lowering costs as well. So engagement is a very important metric, but I think we need to, as an industry, start thinking a little bit more outside the box. We're going beyond the like, and it's more about finding the needle in the haystack, really finding out who your brand advocates are, and then very often taking those relationships offline. I have this saying that I'm social media, you're social media. We're all social media. We're here at an event today. We're talking. We're going to take those discussions and those conversations online, because I'll follow you on Twitter and you'll follow me back, and then we might meet in another six months. But I still know what's going on, and that kind of engagement is really important for brands to keep sticky. So in October the 3rd in the UK, a book is coming out. It's on Amazon for pre-order right now, called Pioneers of Digital. And I've co-written it with Dr. Paul Springer, who's a professor of marketing communications at Bedford University. And he came to me about 18 months ago and said, I don't want to write about brands, and I don't want to write about case studies of campaigns, and I don't want to write a practitioner's handbook. I want to write about people. So we identified 20 people from around the world, from the US, the UK. In the UK, we tell their stories as far as the groundbreaking things that they've done online. So there's people in the UK like Stephen Fry and Martha Lane Fox and Jess Greenwood, who was originally with Contagious. She's now over in the US with the creative agency RGA. And there's a whole bunch of other people like Thomas Gensmer, who's the guy behind the 2008 Obama digital campaign through Blue State Digital. And there's 20 people. We tell their stories in 3,500 words. It takes 20 minutes to read all of them. But we also create a little digest at the end, what we're calling sound bites, where we distill those stories and really extract what was it so great about what they did. And all the feedback we're getting from the press and pre-readers is that they're really inspirational, really digestible stories. And it's just something different from the regular industry book. My hero in digital, wow. There are so many in the book. I mean, I just love what June Cohen did with TED, taking the TED videos and out to the world via YouTube and video. I love the fact that Stephen Fry is an actor, and one of my favourite TV shows from Blackadder, but he's still a pioneer when it comes to celebrity and early adoption of technology, and just so eloquent when he talks about it. And then people like Qi Lu, the guy behind Bing, who was earning $10 a month working in a university in Shanghai before he got discovered and brought to the US, and then IBM Research, 10 years at Yahoo managing 3,000 software engineers, and now he's the guy behind Bing, and a very, very, very humble man as well. So, I mean, those are kind of three highlights from the book, but they're all fascinating. So the largest social development next year will be definitely around mobile. We're talking that this is the year of mobile right now. There are so many very, very cool things happening around the world with social, but also e-commerce. Some of the research that Tradedoubler came out with around researching actually in the store. And you've got companies like Pinterest that kind of came from nowhere and did some amazing things, and that was all part of my presentation as well, as these smaller companies are coming in and being great disruptors and really capitalising on the fact that they are agile and they are being delightful in what they do. So I think something's going to hit the fan next year to do with e-commerce, social, mobile, that's going to be really interesting. I don't know what it is. If I did, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be working for them.